Library.
Everything quiet?
I don't want to say too much.
All right, we're going.
Oh, there it is.
Understood.
Membership list. I saw they still have Gary Gordon listed as alcohol beverage.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to, that's Mike Hippenhammer now.
Yeah, we need to, I don't know, is that, you type up the list of committees and stuff? We don't know who does it.
I did last year.
You did? Okay. But we got one change we gotta make on there.
Okay.
So,
That's my kid and hammer.
Find where I put that.
I still don't believe you. You see what Jennifer did? You notice that last email she sent us about the weight loss program? She just sent it to you and I.
yeah, I could get that real easily, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I thought she liked us.
Yeah, she must have talked to my doctor.
We know how she really feels.
Sure, you ready? Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to our January 6th, 2020 meeting for the Whitley County Board of Commissioners. We'll start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing we have on our agenda is the election of officers. So do we have nominations for officers?
What are you looking at me for?
I'll nominate Don Amber.
I'll second that.
I will, if decided, I will gladly accept it, but I think everybody in here knows that there's never been a harder working commissioner in Whitley County than George Schrump has been. This man spends a lot of time in here. I'm not going to be able to have do that same thing, but I would be honored to take the chairmanship job if elected.
Okay, nominations are closed. All those in favor for Don, raise your hand.
That here, train.
Okay, vice chair.
I would nominate Tom Western for vice chair.
Got a nomination for Tom Western. I'll second. Discussion on that. All those in favor of Tom, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Okay, I'll let you take over.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Are you prepared?
No. Okay, next on the agenda, we have Attorney Matt Shipman.
I don't have anything specifically to report other than George just gave me a couple of tort claim notices we got recently, which one of which is way old, and if a suit gets filed, we'll be able to easily dismiss. But other than Brandon's got an ordinance that he and I kind of worked together that
Excuse me.
puts some no heavy trucks on River Road, which is fine if, from my perspective, from a legal perspective. Other than that, I don't have anything else, unless you guys have questions for me.
No.
When's the proper time to vote on that ordinance?
What's on the agenda for today, so it could be today if
It's the next item on the agenda. So, Brandon, do you have anything to say? Anything to say about it? Okay. All right, so we have before us a Whitley County, Indiana ordinance number 2020 dash. Oh my gosh, yes, 01. Oh, my goodness.
01.
01. This be an ordinance to restrict truck traffic on the West River Road between State Road 105 and South 900 West.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve this ordinance.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Thank you, both of you, for working on that. And you had nothing else at this time, then? No.
Unless you have questions.
Okay. Sheriff Gatton?
Sheriff Gatton,
Afternoon.
what, you got a shadow.
And assistant.
Okay, I know, first of the year, weird request, but the last 2 years in the budgets, we've asked for a additional dispatcher due to the increased workload. So we're coming before you today just for a favorable pass. I understand the last couple of years, we haven't got it because we were possibly looking at a combined dispatch. Since that's been put on hold, that's why I come before you today. Janelle sent a packet over, I hope you all had a chance to look at it. Since 15, we put on an additional 4 officers. South Whitley's added 1, Busco's added 1, probation's added a field officer. DCS has picked up their workload, which we helped them, pre-trial. Court load, Judge Paul was in here. As you know, we're all the law enforcement kind of works together here in Whitley County, so we've increased our load. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Janelle with some other facts and figures for you.
I just have some updated numbers. We are now up to 6 as of December 31st, 6 pretrial warrants that they have already violated, and now we have warrants for them.
And I guess I gotta ask you, I don't understand how that affects you.
Janelle,
You need to explain that one.
How warrants?
Yeah?
Warrants take a lot of time to enter.
Enter into
yeah.
a computer.
Yep,
Okay.
we enter them into our CAD, and then we enter them into the national computer.
Okay. That's
That is-
how officers know if they stop somebody.
Yes, that somebody has a warrant.
statewide or nationwide.
Yep.
Okay, thank,
Yep.
I just didn't know. I really,
Yeah.
all right.
At the bottom of the first page that I typed up and sent over, it said we had 40 warrants that we entered as of November 17th. So for December, we entered 70 warrants. And then the pretrial services started October 1st. So from October 1st to December 31st, we did over 200 checks for them. And that just takes time. We have to run driver's license and criminal histories on everybody.
All right. I got some questions, sir.
Okay.
Whenever you're done.
No, go ahead and ask them.
First thing, we got this issue with all this PTO time that you presented. What are we gonna do to keep that in check?
Well, I only let 2 people off at a time.
Yeah, I understand that.
Other than that, I don't know anything else we can do. I guess it's not a problem if you're taking the time off, you know. I'm just
Yeah,
simply putting
as long
out
as
there
everybody
that-
doesn't wanna do it at one time.
Right, I'm
You
just
never get
simply-
caught up.
Right, and like last year, we hired 4 people. So,
Replaced
We
for pay.
replaced,
That's
yes.
different than hiring for,
yes,
okay?
we replaced, which takes time to train.
Yep.
Right.
So you're down those people until they're trained.
Okay, with this additional person, do you plan on having more than 2 there part-time?
Yes, my hope is to have 2 there, or 3 there all the time on second shift, with the exception of PTO time.
That is 3 plus you.
3 on second shift.
Does that
So
include you?
Well, 4 if I'm there until,
Okay,
you know.
but it's
the end of
3
the
plus
day.
you.
But she doesn't work second
Yeah.
shift.
No.
No, I
Unless
think
she
the
has
proper
to.
answer is no. It's,
Unless she has to.
Yeah,
Janelle works a lot of other shifts and covers a
Sure.
lot for us.
Sure.
One of the big problems we're running into is these people aren't getting a true lunch break or to get, the only breaks they get from that room is to go to the bathroom and come back.
yeah,
There's 2 people in there, one cannot be by
Yep.
themselves. So
yep,
which is a
yep.
a lot of money in overtime when you're paying out lunches.
Well, I'm not trying to give you, I'm just trying to understand all this.
Yeah, our second shift is obviously the busiest shift. People going home, it's just the busiest shift. And to have 3 people there, that would lighten the load for the other 2 people. So they're not, I mean, they get a lunch and it just disperses the workload between 3 people as opposed to 2.
Do you feel that one extra person is gonna be enough?
Yeah.
See, that,
She's gentler than I am.
that's where I'm coming from too. To me, this isn't a matter of saying no to another dispatcher. I am overwhelmed by these numbers. And I, for the life of me, can't figure out how one dispatcher is gonna make a dent in these numbers.
Well, I would say.
Yeah, that's the question.
Right, it's not
One
gonna make a dent. We're
dispatcher's-
not gonna be able to change, you've all been around, the numbers of the calls coming in, we're not gonna be able to change that. They're gonna keep coming. But one person at least can help alleviate, possibly one day they can sit at the computer and do the warrants checks or catch up on a sex offender registry and things like that, while the other 2 on the radio, instead of one being on the radio trying to come to the computer and then going back to the radio station.
Yeah. How many stations do we have?
We have 4.
Yeah.
This morning, I worked dispatch this morning. You heard it. It was really busy.
Very busy.
Yes.
You did
So-
an excellent job, I have to say
Thank you.
that. I don't know who else was there with you.
Tim Johnson was there. So Tasha came over for a pretrial check, and she had to wait. We just-
Oh, yeah.
Whenever we had time, we got it done, but,
As that should be,
Yeah.
truthfully.
Yeah.
Emergencies have to come first, so.
and I understand they're on a timeline for the judge, which is
No, I get it.
fine.
I get it. I get it. But, yeah, well, that's all I was pretty overwhelmed when I read this. I'm looking at these numbers of PTO hours that they have coming to them, and they just have to we just have to encourage these people to take time off. I don't, so, if you're thinking one person's gonna make a dent, that's great, but your job
It will
is
help.
to make sure that these people get their time off.
That's what I was getting at. Is one person gonna help it?
It
Yeah,
will help.
Is one person gonna do the job?
Can we start with one and see how that goes tomorrow?
I guess that's what we're asking, so, I mean, I guess the request would be 1 additional dispatch for a favorable pass at the base, or is it the normal rate?
Yeah, that's
The base rate of $45,035 without benefits added in, so.
Board, how do you feel?
Yes, I'd make a motion that we give a favorable pass for a single person for the dispatch.
Yeah, and I'll second that motion. We can't sit here and deny that when we see these figures. That just wouldn't make sense.
I
That's
guess-
not doing our job.
We've got to count on you, and, we've got full confidence that you know what you're doing, and if that's what you need.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we're going to vote on a favorable pass for adding 1 dispatcher to the Sheriff's Department Communications. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will be here in the morning. Oh,
I'm staying.
have you talked to Brandon yet? Wait,
You want me to?
I just wanted to make sure he knows you had the support, your support. Thank you. Holy mackerel, what a leader. I'm lost already. Okay. Nathan? I didn't think I saw Nathan.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Nathan's out today. You'll have to forgive my unfamiliarity with
Oh.
the process, but I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you tell everybody who you are and
Okay, sorry,
what you...
do you want me to sit down? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just make sure they can hear you with the mic.
For sure, for sure. My name is Mark Culnane. I'm a planner with Whitley County Planning and Building Department. I'm presenting to you secondary plat of Oak Creek, Section 3, located at the northwest corner of State Road 114 and 200 West in Section 32 of Washington Township. Two-lot subdivision. Plan Commission passed on December 18th, 2019, and there were no comments from the Plan Commission or the audience regarding the plat.
Okay.
Since the planning commission approved that, and I being a member, I'll move that we approve this Oak Creek,
Okay, we have a,
Section 3 plat.
we have a motion to approve Oak Creek Section 3 secondary plat. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Further discussion?
Yeah, though, you did get a secondary approval with staff approval on this?
What's
Well
that?
done. Secondary
Yes,
staff
that was,
approval?
I'm sorry, yes. That secondary plat approval by staff was a condition of approval from the Plan Commission.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay. You brought the magic pen too, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, that's right.
We thank you, sir. That was painless, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you very much for your time.
thank you. Becky?
Hi, guys.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Thank you, same to you. It appears, I think you got this in the email, that they finally straightened out this 2019, 2021 chassis problem that we've been facing with the 2020 vehicles. So they sent another purchase agreement, and so I need another signature. And this would be for the two vehicles that we expect to receive by the end of this year. Typically, they come in around October. So
Okay.
that's what I have. And
All
I
right.
also need a general sales tax exemption certificate, a new one for this year, just to be. So I've got the form here.
That would be the auditor. We'll
Yeah,
get
so
that for
we'll
you.
turn that in
Yeah,
and so,
okay, fine.
and I think that's all I have this time.
Okay,
And-
could you give me kind of the caption of it? What's this called now? You want us to-
This is the purchase agreement for the vehicles that will be arriving in 2020 October.
And we already signed one.
You signed one, the price, the dollar amount was different because of the change in the chassis.
We already signed two.
Yes, you did.
So,
I hope we don't get a vehicle for each one we sign.
that's what I'm saying, so
I hope so too.
we can be assured we're not gonna get four, right?
No, we're only
Six.
getting two.
Okay.
So
All right.
Is this a single signature that you need, or is it all three that you need?
it is a single signature. It
Okay.
does still have George's name, but if you want to sign, and I will
Okay.
change that.
Okay,
So, and one is for the purchase agreement, and then there's a second signature, and that is which you receive the additional terms and conditions of the vehicle. So, which was
Okay.
emailed. The other thing, which I did forward on, I'm not sure if everybody got it or not, but once the vehicle has used its, what they call its usable life, once that is completed, typically the commissioners then have sent the title for that vehicle to the Council on Aging, They have reviewed that process, and they have decided that is no longer correct. Apparently, in their review, they decided it was never correct, but everyone was doing it, and so now they've said that once it's met its, it doesn't matter if it's met its useful life or not, that the title should still be held by the commissioners
Until it's disposed of.
until it is disposed of.
That makes more sense.
Is
It does
that-
make more sense. It was,
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why,
Because who's going to really decide the useful life? That's pretty vague.
it's very vague.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
typical and dot is
Does
very
that
vague.
does that
so.
mean it's up to the commissioners to dispose of it then? Or you,
That was not how I read it. I
Okay.
still feel like it's our responsibility to dispose of the vehicles. It doesn't really, usually they're,
Yeah.
dead. I mean, we really drive them into the ground, which is good. We get our money's worth out
Well,
of
you
them.
should, but
And
while maintaining a safe ride.
while maintaining a
That's-
safe ride.
that's
utmost
important.
importance, yeah.
Yeah.
So, typically when they're sold, the last several, we've junked them. Tammy's has given us like $300 and nobody really wants them because of the cost of repairing them, bringing them back up, after new tires, two
Brandon,
batteries.
would she qualify for that website that we've used in the past?
That would be my thought, is we have an auction website that you can go, and it is
Good deals.
GovDeals.
Gov deals.
And we've had very good success with putting some of our used sheriff's cars and anything that we've had.
highway department?
Anything on that,
Govdeals.com.
yeah.
And I can help you with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that'd
when
be
you get ready, we'd like to see you go through that procedure, okay?
Oh, that'd be
So-
great, because we kind of were what to do. Several of the vans had sat there for quite some time, because by NDOT, they have to advertise them to all the other transit providers to see if someone wants to buy it from us, which never happens. And
Okay.
then after that 30 days, then we can advertise that we have it for sale. But typically, your average person is not interested in buying a 12-passenger vehicle with a hydraulic lift. I mean, that's a lot of maintenance for an individual.
Well,
so.
you know, there's more out there than you might think of. I can tell you of two in Cherubusco. They have children who are wheelchair bound. And that just turns out they both have purchased these 12-passenger vans in
Oh,
the
the
past
12-passenger? Oh,
with
okay.
the lift, and so it makes life a lot easier for them. Now, do you like to drive around in those? No, not really, and the mileage probably stinks on them, but
The mileage.
it's a really good way to deal with a child or any family member that's wheelchair bound. So I think there's probably more value in what you might think, but GovDeals is the way to go.
Yeah, it's surprising, because we've had some Crown Vics that we thought that were worth nothing, and we found out that down south that the taxi drivers love to use the Crown Vics.
Oh,
And we were getting
that'd be
decent
awesome.
money out of the Crown Vics, so.
Yeah.
When we run it in the newspaper, we typically get no response at
Right.
all, from people of any interest for it. We did have a gentleman who wanted to take one of them and use it as a fishing shack.
Sure.
But it wouldn't turn over, so we didn't, that sale fell through, so.
I get it,
Although it'd be
yeah.
a really good fishing shack, actually, so, anyway. But I will do that. We will have, as soon as our new vans arrive, of course,
Sure.
we have about 60 days to dispose of them, so.
Sure.
So, anyway.
Well, as soon as you get the green light, so I assume you still have to do what NDOT says in
Yes.
the area?
Mhm.
Okay, as soon as that is out, then contact Jana or Brandon or somebody
Will
about
do.
govdeals.com, okay?
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Appreciate
And
it.
I completely forgot where we're at. Do we need a motion?
No, we just signed our thing. Did you sign it?
Here it is.
You should have one.
Motion for
Yeah,
you.
I'll make a motion that we approve having our chairman sign for the purchase of the two vehicles and the attending paperwork.
and be responsible if we get 4.
Yes.
I'll second the motion.
I was afraid you would. All in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign.
This is the purchase agreement, and your signature would go there. And then this is the terms and conditions. and your
Okay.
signature goes there. And I will be back in 2 weeks for the fourth quarter voucher.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dearest. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
you betcha. Next on the agenda, we have Brandon Forrester with a Highway Department update.
Yep, I'll get it to you. Thank you.
Just an update, basically on end of the year, beginning of the year stuff we're working on. GASB 34, which is our asset reporting. We've got both engineering and highway. And I've been talking with John Peterson, who's our consultant, and he's reached out to Jana. We all need to make sure we're all on the same page, but I'm proposing that we redo the roads in that because I'm not sure what data they used before, but I've looked at it in the past and it doesn't equal the mileage that we actually have. And so I've already done the legwork for my and exported the data from our GIS. We know that's real close to NDOT's inventory, and so that's one project we're working on. We've got our annual report coming up. I'll probably bring that to you probably in February, be my guess. We've got some end of the year adjustments to make for our 1173 fund, which is the MVH restricted. We have to spend 50% of our money on construction, reconstruction, preservation. So we, again, you can't know going into any budget cycle how much of your money is going to be spent on 1173 versus 1176. So, and I've talked with Jana back at the beginning of the last year, and we determined it'd be easiest to just, at the end of the year, you make those adjustments. So we're working on that. Community crossings.
Yeah.
Application process started this morning. So I could tell you that I started 2 projects. There's still a lot of data that needs to be entered into their system. I've already got a lot of the legwork done as far as estimates and bid forms and things like that started, but that process will last for about a month. And I think I was told they'll be announcing awards end of March, beginning of April. So if we get an award, then we'll have to take more bids for either contracted paving or materials.
Excuse me.
At this point, I'm probably going to submit a project for some gravel road conversion that will be done by our forces. And so we will have to rebid the materials, even though this morning we just took annual bids for materials. NDOT doesn't accept those anymore. We have to bid it separately. So,
Okay, Brandon, refresh my memory a little. Didn't you say they had issues with chip and seal? But that's on already paved roads, is that?
well, what the issues have to do with force account projects.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things going on there. You know, they're well, I mean, and we all want to comply with public purchasing laws and things. I think their understanding and interpretation of what a project is or what a purchase is might not be the same as what I or we think that it is.
But they count.
But
They kind of count. Yeah, we got this
a
thing called-
conversion will count.
That is a new change in the rules.
Okay.
Originally, they would not allow gravel road conversions, but now they will. And yes. I'm gonna try it.
So that's something new.
See, yes.
We have been truly blessed the last couple of years with the way you submitted it and we've gotten the money. Is it reasonable to expect that they're going to bypass us one of these days?
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten 100% of the money that I've requested every time, but I've put in 3 applications and got 3 awards.
We're 3 for 3, yeah.
We're batting 1,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, until I'm denied,
Yeah.
it's,
We'll just
I
hope,
really don't like the term, but it's.
We'll hope for the best.
It's kind of like free money,
Yeah.
other than the
yeah.
lot of red tape that goes into it. I will be bringing to the next meeting, once I get further through the online application process, we have to submit a financial commitment letter that I will ask the new chairman to sign. I could have had that ready today, but I wasn't exactly sure who the chairman would be, so I
Okay.
I was told off. I've got until February 6th, 7th, 8th to submit that. Also annual, beginning of the year thing, drainage assessments, up in engineering. We're working on comparing databases with the auditor's database and the GIS, and we're basically on track for drainage assessments that will go on tax bills. Either this week or next week, Bridge 95 will probably be closed for replacement. Bridge 95 is the Wood Bridge on County Road 500 West over the Eel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They've done some clearing right-of-way work, just little one-day or partial day closures, but either, I haven't heard a firm date, but should be this week.
It'll be
or
a
next
concrete
week.
bridge.
It will be,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Right now it's a 5-span timber bridge with piers in the middle of the river that cause problems, and it'll be a 3-span bridge. Basically, the outer spans will be out on the riverbank, and everything will be able to flow through there nicely.
Does piers be removed?
Yes, yes. As I mentioned, you guys are fully aware, for the public, we opened our annual bids this morning for materials, and I'll bring those back at the next meeting for your approval. And other than that, we've been doing some patching, stockpiling some materials for chip seal, and working on drainage culverts and things as we can. So it's been relatively calm down there for now.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it. The next item on the agenda is the SES landfill cost estimate. George, do you mind?
No, I'd like to present that also.
I appreciate it.
We got a letter back in 2018 from IDEM that we need to put in gas monitor probes and gas vents in our closed landfill facility. It wasn't really critical that we did it right away, but we've been putting it off and putting it off. So we really need to, I've talked to SES, which is our third party on this, the contractor, and they gave us a proposal, what it would cost to put in the monitoring probes and vents, and came into right around $10,000, I think is what it was. But I don't think we have a choice at this point to not do anything with that. And so I just wanted an approval from the commissioners to approve the gas monitoring probes and vents.
Okay, looking for a motion to approve the SES landfill contract.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve this bid for the landfill contract monitoring system. And I would suggest that money come out of county general.
Okay, we got a Oops. I'll second that.
Okay, discussion. Is county general appropriate then for this?
We have money in county general right now for it, but if we keep getting the monthly bills that we've been getting, we're probably going to have to get an additional or take it out of CEDAT, one of the two.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'd rather, this time of year, take it out of county general.
Yeah.
And then we're later in the year, okay.
'Cause I
So
think we
so we have a motion on the floor to approve the cost estimate of about $10,000 with the money coming out of the county general. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
But taking that back, it's just a recommendation. We don't really control where it comes from.
No, but that would be our recommendation, right?
Well, we do have a line item for that, so that would be appropriate to do, take it out of that line item.
Tom, what did you do with my agenda?
Pardon me?
I said, what did I do with my agenda? I turned it upside down, so I had a blank piece of paper. All right. Next, we'll talk to you about the 2020 board appointments and assignments. You've all had a chance to look at your assignments. Does anyone want to make any changes from the, right now I'm talking about from the commissioner's standpoint, George, Don, and Tom?
I would like to, on mine, it doesn't show the joint advisory board,
No, it doesn't.
but hers it does, but anyway, I'd like to keep that if I could.
Okay. Tom, do you see any changes on yours?
Yeah, I'll continue doing
Okay.
where they're at.
Okay, and I can continue what's assigned to me as well. So I don't know if that would need any action or not.
Do we need to approve the board assignments?
I think we normally do.
Yeah, I'm looking for a motion then to approve the commissioner assignments for 2020.
What about the redevelopment? Is that assignment also?
Yeah, I'm the one on
I know.
redevelopment. But
Is that on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second one down.
Oh, okay. Risk assessment.
Did you want?
No.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve the Commissioner Board and Committee assignments and appointments for 2020 as keeping what we had for 19.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Oh, there it is.
I'm sorry. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Now, as far as appointments go, George, tell me again, the Alcohol Beverage Commission, we know there's going to be a change there.
Right, that's Mike Hippenhammer will be replacing Gary Gordon.
Okay.
Is it H-I-P-P-E-N, Hammer?
Yeah.
Does anyone see any other changes that need made to the commissioner appointments?
Are the BCA terms, are they all good on their terms?
I'm not sure. Nathan's not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Election board wouldn't be ours, is it? Do we?
can just put that on there for
Okay.
informational purposes.
Okay.
Just-
Okay, because it says party chairman appointments.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I don't know of anything else that requires a motion. Is anyone? Okay. Alrighty. All right. That would then bring up claims, and I had a chance to review claims last Friday and then finished up this afternoon, and I found no discrepancies in the claims, and I would make a, I can't.
I'll make a motion that we
Thank
approve
you.
claims as presented.
So used to that.
You want me to second it?
Yeah, please.
Second.
Okay. Your claims, because we need to do payroll claims too.
Okay,
So-
I'll approve payroll claims as presented.
Okay. You still want your second? one?
Yes, absolutely.
All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Now I'll take.
Make a motion that we approve the regular claims as presented.
There you go.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, minutes from our previous meeting. Is there
Move
one?
improvements written.
Okay.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the December 16th meeting minutes as presented. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Thank you. Jennifer? Nothing? Okay. Matt? Thought of anything?
Everything else?
Okay. Jan? Okay. George?
Certainly at this time.
Thomas?
Nothing.
Okay. Anybody from the public wish to speak? Okay. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.